That's wild.
Check one, check two, check one, check two.
Fuck your game. We gonna have our own tailgate. I love it.
We live
like
in the
that
building.
sweatshirt, man.
He had it on today, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. And second time in the morning.
Hey, I'm gonna push it, man.
Hey, I hope they keep reaching out to him.
He do well down there, man. He really would.
I hope they keep reaching out to him.
Yeah, he would do well.
I know they're little. They interested, but they're a little suspect because of his size.
Next time we see each other, bring the one.
Oh shit! I should have brought. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I'll bring it. Yep.
All right, we in here. Check one, check two, check one, check two. Live in the building, man. Beers, Bourbon, Whiskey podcast. The happy hour. Don't forget to check out all the replays, all the actual episodes at www.everybodylovesbbw.com. Right now, we just doing the live show after we did our recordings. So we just up in here talking a little shit. What up, though? People checking in. What's good? My man Hugh checking in, man. What up, Hugh? On IG, what's good with you? Couple people piling in on Facebook, on YouTube. What's popping? About to talk a little shit to end the week off. You know what I'm saying? New episode dropping this Wednesday. What's the first one? I think DYC. This Wednesday. So make sure you check out everybodylovesbbw.com for this Wednesday's episode. All right. So you know how we do on Happy Hour, dog. We got a few liquors on the table. Shit, I don't know which one I'm about to get into.
I'm gonna start off first.
Uh-huh.
I gotta give a huge shout out to Tuskegee.
Okay.
Went down to homecoming, took my daughter down there a couple weeks ago.
Got you.
And, you know, I'm always in recruitment mode for HBCU.
Always.
I'm constant. I don't care.
Always.
I don't care if you don't go to Tuskegee, as long as you go to HBCU.
Go to a black college, I guess.
But took my daughter down to do the whole recruitment visit. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say shout out to all my friends. Because the minute they figured out what the mission was, they went into sale mode.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful thing to see everybody saying the same thing to her, giving her the same sales pitch. Because we all had, you know, pretty much the same experiences. It was just a beautiful thing to see, so much love and everything like that. So,
no doubt.
Shout out to Tuskegee's homecoming. It was and the bad part, they said that this homecoming, it was 3 times more people last year.
Yeah.
Because it was their first time getting out.
And this year was crazy.
This year was ridiculous. So I can only imagine what was going on there. So I just want to give a huge shout out to any HBCU homecoming. If you did not go to an HBCU, at least go to one of their homecomings. Yeah. Just to see that much love in one place and that much excitement and everybody just having a really, really good time.
For sure.
It is absolutely worth it. So I was just telling y'all, a couple of my buddies went to the Magic City Classic yesterday. Yeah. That game is between Alabama A&M and Alabama State.
Right.
Of course, Tuskegee had their own tent, and they were doing their own tailgating. Right. Forget their game. This is about Tuskegee. So we went up in there and we represented. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody. Yeah.
Hey, so real quick while we on it, again, this is the happy hour show where we just talking a bunch of shit and drinking whiskey. Check out all the real episodes Wednesday night, 7 p.m. www.everybodylovesbbw.com. So look, I just wanted to ask this real quick since I know you always talking about black colleges. Obviously, me and Bo went to a PWI and shit. So I just want to ask you, dog, do you think that, what do you think about the black college experience? Like, do you think we missed out by not going to
yeah, you missed out.
Of course you missed out.
You missed out.
But what you say, dog? For somebody who went to a PWI like I did, like, do you think you missed out?
So I'm gonna say this, man. Like, I don't regret my experience. You know what I mean? That I had. Okay. You know. Right. But yeah, I think going to a HBCU would have been dope. You know what I mean? I got recruited by a few to play football, but like, you know, the old man didn't think I was ready. Yeah. You know, mentally.
And that was gonna be my next question. Like, why didn't you?
Right. And that's why. You know, he didn't. Okay. You know, he didn't think I was, you know, ready to be out on land. You know, like on my own. Nah. But like Amy Principal said, you know, and like I guess we really didn't think about much was like the support system that would be down there to help you succeed, right? Right. And yeah, you know, I think it would have been a great experience, man. But like at the same time, I look at the experience I did have, and like you and a few other dudes that I hang with tough, you know, 20-some years later, for sure, I met at the PWI. You know what I mean? Sure.
So and that's what, and that's my thing. Like I think we made the best out of the experience. Again, my thing was with the HBCUs and shit was that, and I mentioned this a lot. I wasn't a great student coming out of high school, and I just figured if I went down there with everybody that looked like me and came from my same circumstance, then I would kind of get lost in the sauce. That was my thinking. like I said, it wasn't until years later when Angry Principal kind of said it a different way, gave me a different perspective, basically saying like, as opposed to looking at it like that, really is the idea that because all these people look like you and come from where you come from, they'll be more apt to help you. I never looked at it like that. I looked at it like I'm gonna go down here and get lost in the sauce, so I can't do it. So I'm not ever gonna say that I regret not going, because I made some solid relationships at the PWI that I went to. Actually got some good. Let me see what I want to say. I learned some great things. I won't say I got a great education, because again, this is probably odd for me to say, but I say it often. I'm never gonna be the biggest advocate of college. Like, I'm never gonna be the biggest advocate. I am an advocate of learning, however that takes place for you. Like, if that don't mean going to college to learn it, then maybe it don't.
Maybe it don't cost you $50,000 a year.
Exactly. Now, those experiences and those relationships you make, those things are irreplaceable. But the education itself, like, go learn how you learn, dog. I'm just gonna say that. But I'm never gonna regret it. But I do kind of wish that I at least had a semester down there somewhere and shit. But I will visit a homecoming for sure.
I mean, the little clips you see on Instagram or something, they don't give it real. They don't do it real justice.
Yeah.
You know, you may see some little wild spot, but it's when you go down and Friday, Saturday, and if you decide to stay on Sunday, it's just a full weekend and nothing but love. It's just a lot of fun.
Black love.
Black love. That's all it is.
I'm definitely gonna take Big AB on a visit down there.
Yeah.
So
definitely should,
because they've been reaching out to him. So
Next song.
Oh, and that's another thing we found out just dealing with my niece and her recruitment process for volleyball. A lot of these parents are sending emails and information to the head coaches. Don't send it to the head coach. Send it to the assistant coaches.
Gotcha.
They're the ones who actually reach out and do all the recruiting.
Yeah.
The head coach is literally a CEO. Yeah. How often are you going to get in touch with the CEO?
That's true.
Not going to happen very often. So go find your assistant coach, figure out who that person is, and we're finding that out now. That she's going through her recruitment process.
Gotcha.
And the assistant coaches are the ones that are really doing the most conversations with the kids. So
I'm glad you said that, because I'm a spin that to a football perspective and shit, right? You know, the same thing with football, right? Like, you can send, especially some of the bigger schools, right? Some of the smaller schools, maybe the head coach, he is actively involved in recruiting day to day. But some of the bigger schools, like, some assistant coaches, they out there doing their thing, they shoot it up to their coordinator, I like this kid, right? And then, they introduce, that tape, that film, whatever it is, to the head coach,
Right.
And like, the head coach may not like them at that point, or whatever. You can still, and they may still recruit you and things like that. But reach out to those assistant coaches and football wise, each team has a recruiting coordinator, right? So good point. Angry Principal, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's fun going through this process, man. It's just seeing how all this is supposed to happen.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool to see the inner workings of all this stuff.
No, it's a science to that shit for sure.
Yeah,
like, it's definitely a science to that shit, dog, no doubt. So yeah, shout out to the HBCU. Shout out to college period. Like, niggas want to go to college, man. Make sure y'all do y'all thing. Understand that you need to go into that bitch with a plan. Like, no matter if you go to the HBCU or PWI, whatever you're doing, go with a plan, because if you don't, they will make your plans for you, and you don't want them to make your plans for you. Simple as that, dog. All right, so let's get into some shit, dog. What y'all want to talk about, dog? We want to talk about some Palestine, dog. We want to talk about some voting coming up. What we want to talk about?
I mean, free Palestine and stuff, that's cool, but like, I'm not going to be out there politicking for them, you know what I mean? 'Cause I don't remember the last time they was politicking for us.
Do anybody politicking for us now?
No, nobody,
Nobody.
It's like, I feel for them, and I want them to be able to do that thing, But yeah, that's about as far as I'm going with
about it.
Yeah.
I know they using this as an opportunity. Let's bomb them all.
Yeah.
Let's get this whole strip of land back.
Yeah.
They taking everybody out. So
Yeah.
they
They going crazy.
I don't quite know how to read it all, because I'm sitting there looking at like y'all cousins.
Right.
What you mad about?
Right.
Y'all literally are cousins.
Seriously. Yeah. I don't know. That's
You call them I lie. He calls them.
I got a couple cousins that,
I don't know, but you ain't bombing them.
No, I mean, if I had...
Shout out to the cousins. Let's go get bombed by my dog.
These cousins really, they going at it, man.
Right. No, for sure. Shout out to my man Dewey checking in. What up, though? From the Cigar Room Show. What's good with you? My man Coke checking in. What up, though? Big E checking in. What's good with y'all, dog? This is a happy hour if y'all just not tapping in, dog. Happy hour is just where we talk a little shit after we do recordings for our Beers, Bourbon, Whiskey podcast. New episodes drop on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, www.everybodylovesbbw.com. Make sure you check that out, dog. We got a few on deck today, dog. We had the DYC, what was that shit? Chattanooga Whiskey, the FKNG, and the Detroit City Distillery birthday anniversary joint. So those are the four that you can look forward to coming through. So now we just gonna talk a little shit. Hey, what about the so let's talk about the strikes and shit, right, that's going on. So UAW shit. Now obviously this is affecting Motor City. This is affecting us probably the worst. Ford and Chrysler, Stellantis or whatever, has come to an agreement. GM hasn't yet. But I just want to, not even on this specifically though, I just want to make this point. It's a lot of niggas striking. Yeah. Like UAW was on strike. The all three of the casinos on strike. What's the other shit? Blue Cross on strike. Like, dog, it's a lot of people striking. Like, what you think about to happen? Cause like it's some shit like niggas really trying to get paid they worth. Companies ain't trying to pay. We low key in a recession.
Oh, big time.
Like, what's really about to pop off around this bitch though? For real. Like, what y'all?
Either they gonna pay or they gonna wind up losing people.
I mean, money wise, like, where are we heading with this? Niggas gonna be losing their houses again, like the big housing crisis back in the day, or not even that far back in the day, but what was that, 08, 09, somewhere in there?
I mean, I don't even know how they gonna lose, because you can't afford to buy one.
Right, and you can't afford to pay your mortgage.
1,600 square foot house. Right. 490,000. What?
Half a million.
We're literally gonna wind up like California, where you got 50 and 75 year mortgages.
Yep, that's just wild, man.
That's wild as hell.
In order to make it affordable, you're buying a 1,300 square foot house out in California for $750,000. That's a 75 year mortgage. To get it to a $1,600 a month note, $2,000 a month note.
$1,600
75 years. I'm gonna die, and this place will never be mine. That's ridiculous, man.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
75 year mortgage.
And what can we do about that? Ain't shit we can do about that shit for real.
Yeah, some shit you can do about it.
What can we do about it?
You ain't ready to do that shit about it.
Shit, here we go.
You can do some shit about it. Yeah.
We ain't gonna say it on. We ain't gonna say it on there.
No, I ain't gonna say it. I want to be inciting no shit.
But on top of the housing, think about the cars. If you're trying to buy a new car right now, nothing is a low end model. Everything is higher end model. So my truck that I bought 5 years ago for $37, that same truck right now, nothing new on it. No bells and whistles new. 57. It's 57.
Right.
That makes no sense. That's 20. You didn't do $20,000 worth of upgrades in this site.
Exactly.
Why am I paying $20,000 extra for the same truck?
Because we can do that shit and fuck you.
Right.
And that's what it is.
So then you strike because I can't afford the stuff that I'm making.
Right.
So I got to strike because y'all got to up my pay. Now, all of those unions helped bail out the auto industry back a few years ago.
Yep.
Now we want our money.
Right.
We want our money back. You took it from us.
Now Ford
we want our money back.
Ford kind of slid through without taking the government shit. So they kind of on the outside.
But they still gave him 25% raise.
They still gave him a raise though. Yeah.
So they know that, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We have been okay.
Yeah.
And you all have done the work, so here's the 25%.
For sure.
Yeah. I ain't never heard of a 25% raise before.
It's a large amount. They say niggas will be in there making probably around 40, a little over $40 and shit in certain positions.
They should.
Right, I mean, and honestly, for not just because it's a lot of physical labor, but just the fact that if the company making money, then the people that's working there should be making money. I mean, that just sounds like it makes sense. Yeah. Like, if you making $1 billion, I should make a couple dollars. Like, your income shouldn't keep going up and mine not, and the fucking price of living, bro. Going grocery shopping.
It's ridiculous right now.
Like, I'm about to start couponing and shit, because I don't know what the fuck. Dog, you can spend $100.
Nigga, 100.
I'm just saying, you can spend $100 and have food for today.
I'm about to show y'all a receipt from yesterday.
You said, I got a receipt right now.
From yesterday. You know, because I got a 16-year-old at the crib, so he be going through food like
for sure.
That shit going out of style for real, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go ahead and pull this shit.
You gotta go find that shit up.
Look at the bottom.
God damn. Shit.
Damn. Yeah.
Right.
That's a long ass receipt, ain't it?
Hell yeah. But then, and even still though, it don't be like it's not a lot. It's not a lot of shit, dog. Yeah.
I could put all that shit in my freezer and fridge and shit, and like in some of the cabinets.
And there's no way you should be able to spend that kind of money. You should have to have a deep freezer
left over and shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Well, you gotta put this shit.
What I'm gonna do? Where I'm gonna put this shit at?
Right. It should be a couple weeks down the line. Right. You gotta go replace something. But that's just a day.
No, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, this inflation thing is.
It used to be a time where it really was cheaper to cook at home. Like now, you might as well just go ahead and go out because you spending the same shit.
Motherfucking bottle of orange juice cost you $6 and shit. You
Nigga, $6. Walmart for a gallon of that bitch was $7.99.
Oh, I don't fuck with Walmart anyway. But
I know, but I got a jug of that bitch in the refrigerator right now because I just love orange juice. I was mad, but I bought it though. Yeah. And that's the thing about these companies. Like they know you mad, but you gonna pay for it. And that's what you gonna do.
What you gonna do? You gonna go make your own orange juice?
Right.
Some people might.
That shit is expensive though.
Yeah, I know, right?
It takes so many oranges to make some fucking juice. Yep. Like nigga, I bought like a.
Go stop on them bitches. Put them in. Like they do wine and shit, the grapes.
Bro, like that shit crazy. Like the inflation and everything just, I don't know, dog. And then, of course, because of all of that's going on and it being, political season coming up and shit, obviously that's going to be some of the ploys where people trying to play on your vote. But in real life, who go in there and what is it that they can do that's really going to reverse this? Our money getting low across the world is what's fucking with the money like that.
Right.
So, like, it's nothing that a politician is going to be able to do that's going to change that.
Look, and U.S. is not doing as bad as some of these other places.
Right.
Some of these other places around the world, they're really getting hit right now.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I don't. It's tight, dog. That's tight. It's kind of a fucked up thing to talk about, especially when for people who got like kids and younger siblings, like people that's coming up in that next generation. I don't know what it is exactly that they gonna be getting into, like for real. And I don't know what it is we can do to spare them. Like I think at some point it's gonna have to hit a rock bottom, I guess.
It feels like rock bottom now.
No.
It feels like rock bottom now, man. Because every time you walk out the house, it's a C note.
Right. Dog, every time
you walk out the house, it's a C note that you spend.
Whatever you do is $100.
Right.
It is. You're right though.
Everything $100 for a day's meal.
No,
go out to eat. $100.
$100, yeah, for sure. And don't let you have a whole ass family shit. It's like
okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a dating game in a very long time.
Okay.
Very, very long time. I have no interest in getting back in the dating game.
We about to talk about this list.
Not only the list, but just the general idea.
That list is
that there are certain places.
Let's talk about that list.
That some of these young ladies are expecting to go.
Yeah.
And we just starting out our relationship.
On the first, like on the first date and shit like that. On the first date,
I'm confused, what? And like I said, I have not been in the game in a very long time. Mm-hmm. For me and my wife, having a chance to go to some of those places on that list, we're straight. We're happy. In fact, we high-fiving each other because we spending X amount of dollars and we okay with it. Especially now we're gonna be empty nesters soon, so we looking forward to going out and just spending it on for 2 instead of 4.
Right.
But I'm confused on this list. Please help me, gentlemen. So I don't understand. Please help me out. Help me understand.
Hey, I'll move on to the next one. Right. You know what I mean, hey, if coffee and like some lunch or something like a biscuit or a croissant ain't good enough for you on the first date, move on to the next one, bro. Right? I don't even know you and shit. I'm not gonna be about to drop $150, for us to eat and shit. I don't even know you.
Now some of the shit on the list. Some of the shit on the list though, like I'm not taking a bitch to the Waffle House. Like that's like taking a bitch to the Coney. Like that's not a date. I
totally understand that.
But like the two that was most concerning for me though was to a bar for drinks only and a coffee date. Those two I didn't understand.
Those are my go-tos.
Why are they on there? Like what exactly are you expecting? Like if this is our first date and we trying to establish who you are, who I am, if this thing is gonna work or not, what's wrong with that? Bitch, we can't go off a coffee.
I don't even know if I vibe with you first. You know what I mean?
So this is my thing about that. If I can't go out for coffee with you, do that mean that you ain't doing shit with your day all day? And that don't make sense to you? Because like niggas who actually got jobs and shit that they do during the day, a coffee date is perfect. Like so for a motherfucker who ain't doing shit all day, maybe that maybe that don't sound appealing to them. Like maybe that's why. Like I don't know.
Okay, so one video I saw was a young lady who was upset because the guy was going to take her to Cheesecake Factory. I don't know if that was a scripted one or what. I thought it was kind of scripted.
After the fact, we found out it was scripted.
But I'm sure in real life, there's some people that's actually upset about that.
Yeah, for sure. Cheesecake
Factory expensive.
Right.
How you telling me you're not going to take this expensive ass meal?
Yeah.
It's beneath you.
Right.
Okay, hold on now.
Yeah.
It's, for me, it would be perplexing for me. I was like, well, deuces, have a great life. You know,
sure.
it's that kind of thing. But help me out if I'm wrong on this.
No,
like I said, I ain't been in the game in a long time. So.
Especially if you mad that we going to Cheesecake Factory and we can't go home and you cook a decent meal, like it's got to be some offset to that. Like so, if you're expecting to get this high price ass meal, am I expecting to get this high value ass cooked meal and shit? Like, can you cook? Like if you want me to pay all this money for a motherfucking date, what if we ain't going out every fucking day? Like, so at some point, you gotta cook some shit. Can you cook, motherfucker? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? I don't get that shit.
I don't know. Like, to me, like, you getting way ahead of the game. Like, you talking about her cooking and shit.
I'm getting too far ahead of shit. Okay.
You know, first 2-3 days, you know, I don't expect her to cook shit for me, you know what I mean? But, like,
if she did, that would be bad.
I ain't gonna be mad about it, but, like, I don't expect that, you know what I mean? Because, first of all, I barely know her, you know what I mean?
Well, all right.
So she ain't gonna be in my crib, you know?
Right, so let me take that back. I'm just saying in comparison, like, if your taste palette is all this for this type of food to go out for, are you able to reproduce this type of food on your own is what I'm saying. So it's like when you at the bar and a bitch don't drink shit but Crown Royal until she see you and now she wants some motherfucking Louis XIII. Like,
I don't give a fuck.
I do though.
But no,
keep your same energy. Is what
I don't give a fuck because I'm moving on to the next. Right? But like, if you don't fucking know me and like I'm drinking Crown and you expect like, fuck no. I mean, what world that shit makes sense?
Right? No,
you know what I mean?
I feel.
No,
yeah.
Because I'm sure it's there's plenty of females out there who's gonna appreciate this motherfucking Crown.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Right.
So so you ain't about to get no motherfucking Eagle Rare, Blantons,
right.
no cigar blend. You ain't about to get none of that shit. No, I'm sorry.
They said no. I'm sorry.
You know, and if you're mad about that, that's cool.
I was thrown off because like my first date with my wife that I've been with for almost 25 years was fucking Coney.
Hey.
Hold on,
it was fucking Coney.
I know it was.
That was our first. I shit you not.
A real date.
Our first time where we actually sat down with each other. I was coming off the road, coming back from school. We sat down and we sat down at Coney.
Let me ask you this.
But that was it. We were cool.
And I'm not asking for your perspective, but like, what about that is wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you say, I wouldn't take her to. What about that? What about that is wrong?
Because you might die in the Coney. I mean, that's what's wrong with that. You might die in the Coney, nigga.
Like I said, that's why I got thrown off when I saw that list and when I seen some of those videos.
So you talking about you're not so much against the Coney. You talking about the location of the Coney.
The type of establishment you might die.
I don't know. That whole list threw me off, and those videos have been throwing me off. Like I do not envy anybody who's in the game right now. But
I ain't surprised, man. I mean, because you look at society and shit, and you look how everybody's so individualistic nowadays, man. It's like, all this shit about me. Like, I don't give a fuck you know me or not. Like, this is what I want. This is what you gave me, and this is like what my standards are. Like, so I can see how some young females think that because like that's what they being taught.
You should see behind you some of the faces being made right now. So that's
and that's fine. That's cool. Just like I said, move on to the next.
That's all. So, and the thing is, expectations are exactly what they are. Sometimes they're not met. Sometimes they are. Like that's just, like you said. If I'm not meeting that expectation, just let me move it along.
You got free will just like I do, right? If I ain't meeting your needs, then you go do whatever you need to do, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. Why we gotta be mad at each other about that shit?
But the idea that the cost of a place is a deal breaker is a problem because like the quality of the date should be what the
you're right
what the shit is.
And if she hung up on that, that's obvious. That tells me right there she ain't for me.
Yeah.
If you hung up on fucking, we go to the Cheesecake Factory.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. No, I feel you. No, that's the real shit though. How different is that shit from your day though? From in dating and shit. Like, was it ever a thing where like it really was like you can't take me to this place?
I never heard that shit before.
Right.
I never heard somebody tell me, no, I'm not going. Now, I've heard some, I don't necessarily like that type of food.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
You know, that was another one of my first dates. My
Right.
wife did not like
The Ethiopian food.
Yeah. She walked in and was like, eat with my hands. Oh,
Yeah.
she was totally thrown off.
Now she's stuck
Now
on
that's
that
her
shit.
favorite place. You know,
Right.
so I understand you may not like a certain type of place, but to say you're not gonna go somewhere and I just that wasn't my experience. So I don't know.
Nah, I figured
I don't envy anybody still.
No, it's gotta be tight out in this motherfucker for sure. That's gotta be a thing. But even for us though, like, you know, even being, I mean, not too far removed for real. But even in the beginning stages of dating, like, we were still taking bitches to the movies, like, which is, to me, is a bad idea.
Which was on the list.
And I understand that though. I think that is a bad idea. The only reason I think that's a bad idea is because if it's the first date and we really trying to get to know each other, I can't do that shit in a silent ass movie. Like unless we about to talk through.
It's
the
what
movie.
we're gonna do after. Where we going after?
I'm trying to maximize my time.
I got you.
Going right there.
Going right to the DYC.
The DYC.
I'm trying to maximize my time. So no, I'm not going to the show. Plus, I don't like the show anyway. But like, I don't even want to waste them couple hours not being able to talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. But like the cost is, and for me, and this is a thing too and shit, for any woman who's ever dated me and shit, knows that like I never had that childhood experience of going out to eat like that. Like, even with a family or none of that shit. So like, going out to eat wasn't never really a thing for me. Like, I guess maybe because my mama cooked all the time and shit, but like, just going to like some super fancy ass restaurant just ain't never registered to me. And like for what's that shit, Ocean Prime and shit like that, I don't even eat seafood like that. So like, this would generally be just for the woman that I'm taking out, because I don't even eat seafood like that. So I'm not doing it. Like, it's just a lot of shit I'm not doing. And I don't know if that's fucked up for a first date. Is that being selfish or whatever? But like, at the end of the day, you asking for too much for a first date. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially once you start equating it to the dollar bill. Like, what about the experience of having this conversation or talking about our goals in life or whatever it is that niggas do on the first date, other than trying to get straight to the DYC.
Which is, I'm starting to think that's the greatest name for a liquor ever.
DYC.
DYC. I'm trying.
That or the FKNG, one of the two. Shit, put them both together, get that fucking DYC. Y'all niggas drunk. But I don't know, dog. But I seen that list going around. A few of them, like I said, I mean, I guess because I'm biased with the Waffle House, I just think that is goofy.
I think it'd be these young females though.
Going to the Waffle House.
Well, I think it'd be females mostly like 30 and under.
Yeah.
That'd be on that shit. You know what I mean?
30 and under.
Yeah. That's why they all looking for sugar daddies and stuff.
There's some old schools out here on that goofy shit.
But like, that's easy though, right? Because like, if you old school, you still on that goofy shit, you know, just like,
Then you in
get
that
your
box.
fucking life together.
Yeah,
you know
in
what I
that
mean?
box. Yeah, you can remain in that box.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how many associate degrees you got. You weak as hell.
You said it.
I know. Hey, if y'all know that story, one day we'll tell that story on air and shit, dog. The motherfucking associate degree, dog. That shit was humorous. I ain't gonna lie. But like, what's the worst? Yeah, let's talk about that shit real quick. What's the worst date that you ever been on? And like, what happened? Like, what made that shit the worst?
Man.
And was it your fault?
That's a good question, right?
Cause I got one that was bad. And
Go ahead with yours. Man.
No, my shit was. This was terrible too, right? So I met this chick. It's a bar behind the Fox Theater, or not the Fox, but the State Theater, like Hockey Town, all that shit. It's a bar on the backside of that motherfucker. I can't remember the name of it, but I met a chick there, and the next day we had planned to go out or whatever. So I picked her up from work, dog. Right? So she wasn't driving, so like I'm her ride. I pick her up from work. We go down to Mexican Village and shit, right? We had one of the joints, what's this shit, Armando, some shit. So we sit down to eat, right? And she talking. And I just, at that moment, realized, I ain't fucking with this, dog. Like, in that moment, like, I just realized this ain't it. So I went to the bathroom and ducked out the side door on her ass. That was some whole ass shit, wasn't it?
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad, dog.
That's pretty bad.
I ducked. To this day, though, I wonder, like, how she got home, because like it wasn't no Uber or no shit then, so like somebody had to come get her. This was that's fucked up.
Yeah,
I used to do some weak shit though.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I probably got all kind of karma coming back.
You know, you could have called her a cab or something. You know what I mean?
I ducked. I said, dog, Yo, where the bathroom at? This way? All right. Skirt.
Hey.
That's terrible, dog.
I can't even.
That's bad, ain't it?
No silver lining in that. No,
That's
redemption.
bad.
That's just
like what that nigga Dave Chappelle say. That's ain't no punchline. That's it.
So I take it, Jerry never had no shit like that.
No.
That's tight. Damn, y'all make me feel like a foul individual.
So
yeah,
I would say this.
That. I would agree.
You would agree?
I took this chick out.
I can say I wouldn't disagree.
I was living in El Paso at the time. I was still in the army and shit.
Yeah.
Took this chick out. You know, we go to this local club, bar, whatever you want to call it. You know, and like from jump, she was just boring as hell. You know, and just
and that's how
talking and shit. You know, and just like one word answers and just like that. Like what? Like wasn't vibing at all and shit. You know what I mean? So I go, maybe it's a car ride, whatever. So we go up in the joint. You know, get a couple drinks. I figured like maybe people loosen up. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in there just trying to have a good time, laughing and shit. You know, see a couple people I know, say what's up, introduce her and all that type of shit. You know what I mean? Just like a dead body in that bitch. You know what I
mean? The dead body.
So you know, after a while, you know, the nigga kind of nodded off a minute, just you know, sitting there.
While you went to sleep?
Yeah, sitting there like I ain't go to sleep, but it was like. And she was, you know, and I was like, oh shit, you know, my bad. She goes, yeah, I think I should probably go home. You know, I was like, yeah, okay.
You probably should.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
At least y'all agreed. She wasn't just sitting there.
That shit was, it just was not it. Like, you know,
this wasn't happening, man.
Yeah, I got the fuck on. That's why you got one?
Only one. First date, she starts talking about how much I'm supposed to spend on a ring.
Oh, hell no.
What?
Red flags everywhere right there,
right. And that was it for that.
Right, that was the end of that shit.
That's about the worst I've had.
Damn, at least y'all took him home, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weak as hell. I wonder what happened to her. Like, what if she... Never mind.
She might respond in their text. Right?
How crazy would that be, though? I knew I was going to find your fat ass. Like, damn. Mad as hell.
She owns like a $50 million podcast production company or some shit, yeah.
Yeah. She didn't have a personality on shit, though. I don't know. That personality was trash. Anyway, dog, my bad. So then another list came out. I don't know if you've seen this one. Supposedly, like the dudes made that list about the women who shouldn't be asking for a first date in the first place, shit, right?
I hadn't seen
that. Some of the shit was funny. One of them actually said, no, the category was black women in general. Damn. So I don't know if like a black dude wrote that and shit. Damn. So is it a woman or a caliber of woman that is not worth the first date, though?
A caliber of woman?
Yeah, like, is there a caliber of woman that's just not worth the first date?
I only go with shit like that, man, because I'm a big believer in, like, everybody different, man. Like, you know what I mean? So, what may not be for you may be for me, and vice versa and shit. You know? So,
for sure.
I don't know about that.
So, what's your one that's a no-go? Like, yeah, I can't go on a date with this motherfucker.
It depends, really, man. Honestly, like... All right, so
cause I got one.
I would fall back.
I got one for sure.
Like this gonna sound mean and shit, right?
Oh shit!
But if she's stupid, you know what I mean? like you can tell when somebody's stupid. Like you know when somebody's dumb and shit, right?
Dumb,
you know, and I ain't trying to be mean, but like.
No, in real life.
Like no, I can't fuck with it, dude. No,
except you stupid,
right?
Yeah,
you know. Sure. And you spell it with 2 O's instead of a U and shit, you know.
They say you stupid.
Yeah. I can't do that. I need some intelligence, man.
Nah, I figured that, dog. Yeah. What about you, Angry Person?
When she opened her mouth, that determines everything for me. The minute I hear her talk that first sentence, I'm like, okay, for sure. That'll make up my mind.
Now the funny thing is, for a first date and shit, I can probably. Oddly enough, I can probably deal with stupid.
I'm gonna be annoyed as hell. You know?
I'm gonna probably be annoyed, but I can have a little fun with the conversation. Shit. That means I can say shit that go over her head.
You just making fun of her.
And I can make fun of her in my head and shit, right?
That's even worse.
That's worse. I can do whole shit like that.
It's fine.
But I'm gonna tell you the caliber of woman that I can't fuck around with. If I find this information out, dog, it's like I can't do no kind of date with a bitch who got a stalker ex nigga or a nigga that just can't leave her alone. Like those are deal breakers, nigga. At the end of the day, bitch, look out for my safety. Like, for real, like, look out for my safety, nigga. Like, in real life, you know that this nigga don't want to let you go. Tell me, nigga. Like, cause I'm not.
But let me ask you, is that her fault though?
I don't know if it's her fault or not, but she knows.
She leading them on, and she obviously, you know,
or even if
she partly at fault anyway, right?
Even if she ain't, if this nigga on your ass, then don't go on no dates.
No, all I need is just give me a heads up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you give me the heads
so
up,
then
I'm
I
heading out.
need to know if I need the ball, ammo, or the hollow points and shit, at that point, right? Because I don't want to shoot nobody behind them and shit. I just want to shoot him. You feel me?
See, and this is where I make that decision. See, you get that information, and you make a decision on what ammo you gonna bring.
Yeah.
I get that information, I make the decision whether I'm coming or not. That's the thing, like, I'm not even coming. Like, they got, like he do, what now? Okay. Let me call you right back. Or I'm going to leave the motherfucker where she at. Because, I do that too. Yeah. That was way long time ago. I don't do that shit no more, but.
3 months ago.
I mean, because I look at it like, ain't nobody else, especially no other man gonna keep me from some shit that I want to do. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not just gonna not go because, oh boy, it might be crazy, but like, I ain't no easy win, nigga. You know what I mean? No, so, like, come on now.
I just ain't getting in, I ain't doing it. I'm out of here. What about you though, Angry Principal? Like, if she got that situation, could you?
No, I'm not doing.
I'm out of here.
I don't have
Dog said, I'm just trying to see what ammo because I'm taking dog out.
Look, my whole life is based around the least amount of stress as possible.
That's it. That's my thing. For sure.
I'm not about to openly bring extra stress into my life. I ain't doing it. So.
No, for sure. I feel you on that too, though.
I think that depends though on how much she wanna.
DYC. I can tell this is about to be a short episode. Y'all motherfuckers fooling. Man, let me get some of this birthday joint real quick, though. Anyway, though, I done talked about the little bullshit I want to talk about. Y'all got something on the table y'all want to talk about, bro? Anything pressing going on in the
Lions play tomorrow.
They do.
Lions play tomorrow. Play Vegas. Yeah, Las Vegas. I was about to say Oakland and shit.
Right.
Oh, we got to get out there for a game.
To Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to experience that.
Yeah, I can get back to Vegas anyway. I ain't been there.
The motherfucking stadium look like Death Star and shit.
Right.
Like some Star Wars shit.
All right, so what about real quick before we get out, let's talk about Colorado. You got to talk about them. The game from last night, dog. I don't want to act like victims and shit, but it do kind of feel like there's some odds stacked against them at this point, though. Like, dog getting put out for targeting, come on, dog. That was some bullshit. Couple of calls was questionable. I mean, obviously that wasn't gonna win the game, but because the offense and the defensive line just fucking trash.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think it is a little bit of something working against them at this point, dog.
Because they understand what's about to happen.
Yeah.
All these 4 and 5 stars know that, I'm going to play immediately if I'm on the line.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Alabama.
Right.
I'm not going to Georgia because I would be 5th in line to get playing time.
Yeah.
But I can go to Colorado right now.
And play right now. If you're a good offensive or defensive lineman, you can start right now.
I'm starting. Sure. So that's scary to some of these coaches because they can't do what Prime is doing when he goes into these homes and starts talking to people.
For sure.
It's a different ball game. Then a lot of these boys making this NIL money, and he's making it so that a lot of these guys are making cash that they may not be getting at some of these other schools.
No, real quick, piggybacking on that though, Corbett Cody said that they moved the Michigan past the NIL for Michigan high school players. You heard about that shit? What you think about that shit though? NIL for high school? I don't know. I think. I mean, they essentially they ain't shit but boosters, legal boosters, I guess. But I don't know about that one.
I don't know about it from like, what's my return?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If I'm the one putting up some money for one of these players, like, what's my return? Like, is it a winning program? Is it, I expect to get, like, you know what I mean? So, like,
because the college niggas expecting the kickback if you make it to the league.
Yeah,
but the high school, what you expect?
I don't see what the return is there. You know what I mean? Unless you know, one of the top 10 recruits in the country and shit like that, right? Which ain't gonna happen all the time. You know, quite as well, Michigan's not a great football state, right? So, you know, you don't always have those. We have them here and there, but we ain't no Georgia, we ain't no Ohio, we ain't no California, Florida, New Jersey for that matter. They got great high school football. You know, they do. Jersey, you know, but it's I don't know. I just don't see it. Do I think it could possibly work in the right situation? I guess you know, but I just think about the majority of high school programs out there are average, right? You know, so like.
What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? Almost. Yeah.
I mean, if you're dumb enough to spend the money on it, that's your.
Yeah, right. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, it would. You know, what's their motivation? You know,
I'm not getting a return on a high school player.
Right.
I'm just
the odds are against you.
I just will go out back and
maybe I just want to support this program. You know, I just want this program to. You know, to win a state chat, whatever. I don't know.
Right? You give NIL money to a high school player, you just will go out back light your money on fire. That's
The only
basically
way I
what
can
you do.
see-
I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say the only way I can see that NIL shit working for high school is if they are working in tandem with some kind of college program. So like that NIL money is somehow tied to recruitment from this certain college or something. That's the only way I can see them getting something out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like otherwise, it's like it's a mop up for the students. Shit, if a student able to get that kind of money,
But then you can't even really.
with no
They would have
promise
to be
or nothing?
creative with that, right? Because technically NIL, like the college itself can't be involved, right?
Got you,
Like the
right,
money can't come from the college, I should say, right?
Yeah.
You know, so like, obviously there's ways around that and shit, but yeah, I don't know.
It just don't seem like it makes sense.
No, yeah, from the investor standpoint, for the players, I'm all about it. Yeah, get your money, bro. So
And just because
if somebody willing to give it to you, take it. You know?
And just because it's available don't mean that anybody's ever going to take advantage of it. You know?
Right,
That
right,
just
right,
means
right.
that it's there.
there. Yeah.
It's there. So
I'm still tripping on University of Utah. They gave every single player a brand new Ram
Truck.
truck.
yeah.
What? Every
Every player.
every scholarship player got a brand new Ram truck.
Damn.
That's 86 kids.
Yeah. It's a lot of Ram trucks.
Right.
Hell yeah. I don't know.
But
I think they put
It
too
is.
much.
That's a lot of Ram trucks. But when you like that, that's why all these teams flying to join the Big Ten.
Yeah.
That new TV deal they got is worth billions, right?
Damn,
So these schools ain't stupid. They're like, oh,
Right.
I don't care about these last 50 years of tradition. Shit, let's go get this
Follow the
money,
money.
bro.
Yeah,
Right,
follow the money.
bread.
Let's
Yeah,
get this money. Yeah.
Hell nah. No, that was it. My bad. Anyway, we get back to Colorado. I just thought about that shit because Corporate Cody had said that shit. But I think that it is something a little extra going on against Colorado because of Prime's, like, his predisposition, dog. Like, people kind of, you either fuck with him or you don't. Like, he too braggadocious for some people. For some people, he like a hella inspiration. But for the NCAA and shit, and I say the NCAA, but not for Colorado itself, because he done brought way too much money to Colorado, so they ain't gonna ever be mad at that nigga for real. Because at the end of the day, they benefited from him being there. I think any program in the league or in the NCAA will benefit from his presence. I think people just don't like when they not doing it for them. Like, that's the thing. Now, I wanted to ask this too, though. Going into this year with Colorado and like seeing the impact that he had from this point, is there still, or is it just me, is there still any like kind of gripe that he left for HBCU to do this?
No, he shouldn't be.
Like, it's still,
he made Jackson. When he left Jackson State, he left it better than when he came.
For sure.
I have nothing but gratitude for him going down to Jackson State, putting that school on the map.
Right.
He did his job.
Yeah.
He got an opportunity somewhere else. Think about it. This man got a $6 million raise
Right.
out of that move.
Yeah.
Most of us will switch jobs for $10 an hour.
You ain't bullshit. Like an extra $2, nigga, I'm out here.
Unless y'all were coming up with that extra $6 million,
Yeah.
leave the man alone. Let
Right.
him go make his money and do what he do.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank
the
you
reality,
for your service and call it a day.
the reality of it is, like, they jokingly say that shit in the media, but it really is the prime touch though. Like, the shit that he go to, it brings so much exposure, not just for the program itself, but like, nigga, they selling out merch. Like, they selling out all kind of shit. They sold out the fucking spring ball game that couldn't sell 2 fucking tickets that was free last year. And like, he's selling them bitches out.
What else? I saw some school at their bookstore that was
Selling
like,
Colorado
like
shit?
Wisconsin or
Yeah.
Illinois. They were selling Prime stuff inside the college bookstore.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's
that's
different.
crazy. So what you think that's gonna do for him though? You think he goes stay put or move around in college or just kind of, what you think that's gonna happen? From a coaching standpoint, Bo, what you think? With this success and the success that they might have, like, you think he gonna stick around in college shit?
First of all, just going back to what you asked originally and shit. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's gonna be some animosity towards him and whatnot.
With the move,
yeah, but I think it's more that they're an average football team. They're not a good football team, right? I mean, they only got one guy coming back from last season's team. You know what I mean? So you got a bunch of transfers that you got to try to make, work together somehow to put out this product and shit, right? And so, yes, he's done a excellent job at that. What he's done with that program for all those new transfers and whatnot, like, that's unheard of.
That's remarkable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though they're 4-4 or whatever it is, something like that. But I think, he may be at Colorado another 2 seasons, maybe. He'll probably go bigger, to like one of the blue bloods, most likely. I think he may eventually.
Florida State?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think Prime eventually. I think he wants to try the NFL eventually.
He already said no.
That's-
He already told you. No.
He said coaches say that.
I know. I've been around a lot of coaches.
Yeah.
Coaches say a lot of shit. You know what I mean? They do. They say
Until
a lot
they
of
come
shit.
up.
You know. But when that opportunity is presented to you, right, and you really think about it, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, I could do this, and that, you know, whatever.
Okay,
like
but you're making the same money at college as you can make in the pros.
But I get that. I get that, right? But even still, with some of those top, you know, and that's why we see it every year, right? You know, Saban did it. You know, he had shit rolling for a while, right? Yeah. And then like, no, let me go to the NFL. Nope, that didn't work. Let me go back to college. Matt Rule just did it. You know, had shit rolling down in motherfucking Baylor, right? Yeah. Let me go to the NFL. No, it didn't work out. Let me go back to college. Yeah. Chip Kelly at UCLA, he did the same shit at Oregon. He had Oregon rolling and shit. Didn't work out. You know, because I really think deep down they want to succeed at the highest level of football, right?
So,
you know,
aside from the money, it's still it's the NFL. Right. Like, you know, it's the thing. So yeah, I don't know though. I don't think he'd go to the league though. I think he would not choose to go. I could be wrong with shit.
We'll see.
But I think, and for him, like if it's really not about the money, then it's possible that he would take a league joint because obviously it ain't gonna be the same money.
I will say this: that rah shit, that's not gonna fly in the NFL. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even though he is prime, like them niggas like they gonna be like, yeah, you prime, nigga, but like.
I think that's the
I'm 31 years old and I got this contract. Like that rah shit don't fly for me.
And I think that's the exact reason he doesn't go.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that one and shit. All right, well that's all I had about the Colorado shit, dog. Y'all niggas got something else on deck we want to talk about? We done did too many shows. I'm buzzing like a motherfucker. Yeah, we can wrap this one up tonight. Hey, don't forget, man, check out all the episodes every Wednesday night. www.everybodylovesbbw.com. This week coming up, this Wednesday, 7 p.m., we're going to be doing the... You're gonna be doing a DYC. So make sure you.
I'm not.
He said I'm not. We out here, man.
What Bernie Mac say? Give her the.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, dog. Till the next time we up out this thing. You already know what it is, man. Everybody loves BBW. That's beers, bourbon, whiskey, the podcast. Got my man Angry Principal off camera.
Drink what you like, how you like.
Got my man Bo in the building.
Y'all say.
And of course, man, it's your boy Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205, man. Peace out, y'all. This is wild, dog. That nigga said I'm not. Stupid as hell.